Hey everyone, Fred the Pilot. I'm back. I know I've been off for a couple of months without any videos. Main reason is I haven't really done much. I had some vacation in there. I had some personal time off, and the times that I did go out, most of it was sitting on babysitting broken airplanes. So I just didn't have a lot to show, unfortunately. I was hoping to get more questions and stuff and maybe engage that way, but I really haven't been getting any. If anybody has any questions, please leave them in the comments. Send me an email, fredthepilot1@gmail. Let me know. I'll answer them. If I get a bunch of the same ones, I might do a video on it. But anywho, I was on vacation and finished that up and headed back out to work last week. And they sent me out with a vengeance. So I do have some stuff to talk about here this week. So, as usual, we started out in Pittsburgh at early flight. It was like a 7 a.m. flight, which means I got to get up at 3, I think. Had to get up at 3 in the morning and get up to Pittsburgh for my flight. And I was going out to to L.A. So, from Pittsburgh here, we went down to Atlanta. And then we changed planes. And then went out to Los Angeles, right there. And when we got to Los Angeles, we hopped into a cab, and we drove up to Burbank. No, we didn't. We drove up to Van Nuys to pick up a plane that was in maintenance. Van Nuys is right here. And we drove up to pick a plane up that was in maintenance. However, when we got there, it was about noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time. They realized the plane was not going to come up. So they assigned us an airplane that was in Burbank for the next morning. So we got up early to get a ride over to Burbank for our departure. And that morning looked something like this. About 5 a.m. here at the Airtel Plaza. You can see the 747 hanging in the background. We've got about 7 o'clock departure going out to St. George, Utah, Gillette, Wyoming, and Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So I will try to get some pictures of that for you. So from Burbank, we got our new and improved airplane, and we flew to St. George, Utah. So we went from Burbank to St. George, Utah. I just saw you. Where'd you go? There you are. And what a beautiful morning to be out flying. It's just awesome. And St. George looked like this. Well, we made it. St. George, Utah. Beautiful morning here. It's just gorgeous. Look at this. Look at this terrain around here. Isn't that something? I mean, it's just dead quiet out here. Awesome. So from St. George, we picked up a nice person, and we flew them up to Gillette, Wyoming. And where is Gillette? I am not going to be able to find this. I guess I probably should have looked ahead of time. It is, where is it? Where are you, Gillette? I thought you were over here somewhere. Casper. There it is. Right there, Gillette. So we went from, where did we go? St. George. We went up to Gillette, which is right around in there. We'll call it. That's close. We got into Gillette. Again, still a beautiful day, no issues. And we waited a couple of hours. And the same passenger we took over here to Jackson, Wyoming. And just beautiful. Awesome afternoon. Got in there relatively early. Got to the hotel, had a wonderful dinner. I just love Jackson. It's just a beautiful area, the Grand Tetons and everything. And a little video here looks like this.
Buffalo jams this morning.
The drive to the airport. Lovely morning in Jackson Hole. So the next morning we got up. It wasn't real early. I can't remember what time it was, but it wasn't early. So we had to do a repo to go pick up passengers in Montana. And we went to Bozeman, Montana, which is right here. So from Jackson we flew up to Bozeman. And when we got to Bozeman, we picked up a couple folks. I think it was 2 and a dog. And we flew them down to Santa Monica, which was right down here. Just north of LA. Very close. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. Google Maps. There you are, Santa Monica. Boom. And then we got into Santa Monica. And then what did we do next? Oh, that's right. We waited just a little bit of time. And we had another live leg, same day, from Santa Monica. We left and went to... get this. You're going to like this. We went all the way, woo, not that far, to Birmingham, Alabama. Bang. Got to Birmingham. Yeah, we spent the night there. I was really disappointed. For some reason, I was thinking that was the town that had a sushi restaurant built into the hotel, and it wasn't. Unfortunately, I was very disappointed when I got there. But, oh well. I did end up getting sushi. So we got into Bozeman, to Birmingham. And next day, there was a line of weather here, this front that was kind of stalled. There was a big high pressure system sitting over the southeast. So this cold front that had come had just kind of stalled right along this line here. And so we had to go play in it for the day. So we left Birmingham actually I think it was really early. I don't remember, like 6. And we went to Memphis, Tennessee. Whoop, don't want to do that. What did we do wrong here? We did something wrong. Alright. Come on, Google Maps. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. So then we left Birmingham and we went to Memphis. And from Memphis we picked up two families. Well, two families, 2 husband and wives. And we flew them down to Destin, Florida. Whoops. Oh. And when we did it, actually, we ended up having to go, because of the weather that was here, what we did was we actually ended up going back over Birmingham and then back down to Destin, which is right around in there. That's close. So we got into Destin, dropped them off, and then we were supposed to go, I don't remember where we were supposed to go, but we were supposed to go somewhere. That's for certain. But we landed, and we get a call or an email, and it says, yeah, that's all changed. So now you guys are going to reposition down to Boca Raton, and which is down here, right about, I don't know, right around there, Boca Raton, right there. Pick up some folks and fly them up to White Plains, New York. And there are some thunderstorms and stuff around. Looks something like this. As I was saying, you can see Florida there with all the storms depicted with our XM aviation weather. They're all not real big. There's nothing real big, but certainly some stuff to go around. You can see our route going over the ocean there, up over the water. We're going to White Plains on the water route. So that should keep us clear of all the storms along the coastline. That's a good thing. So we did that, or we got our passengers loaded up. Kind of came offshore here, up this way, and up into White Plains. Ooh, New York, which is going to be a bear to find, but it's somewhere right around here. Oh, there it is, White Plains. Well, we'll just call it there. And then, so we finished that up. Then we had some maintenance, just a quick maintenance inspection that needed to be done. So we were able to quickly hop down over to, that's right, Teterboro, which is right there. We'll call that Teterboro. So we got our maintenance done that night. And next day, we get up bright and early and reposition to Vero Beach, Florida, to pick up some passengers. And mind you, again, now this front that was stalled, this high pressure moved off, and this front was coming through now. So now all along here was just thunderstorms. Fortunately, we cruise at 45,000 feet, so we were actually above 98% of it. I think we had to scoot over one time to kind of miss a higher top, but that was really it. It really wasn't that bad. It was pretty smooth too. On top of all that system, we heard the poor guys down there in the Mad Dogs and the 30s, screaming and yelling. Deviations and bad rides, but we were actually quite nice up there at 45,000 feet. So we picked up a couple folks in Vero Beach, and where did we go? I actually have my notes out here today. Oh, that's right. We went up to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which, of course, as soon as I landed and went into the FBO, as silly as it sounds, I had to ask them where the Amish Mafia was. They got a kick out of that. Of course, I wasn't the first one to ever ask that question, but it was a joke. So we went to Lancaster, and there was some actually some little, just kind of afternoon, summer kind of storms around. Nothing big, but we got bounced around pretty good going in there. And some heavy rain, but we actually think we had to shoot approach too. So we got into Lancaster and moved on to, oh, that's right, we just hopped over to Delaware here to Wilmington, it was like a 14-minute flight, I think. Just right here. Somewhere right there, I guess. And then in Wilmington, we picked up one fella, and we flew him up to Rutland, Vermont, which is going to be right here. Well, we got to Rutland, and we had to shoot an RNAV approach down to LPV minimums. Actually, not down to minimums. It was an RNAV approach utilizing LPV. It wasn't down to minimums, but we had to do the approach. And then we got in there, and we were supposed to go over to, we were scheduled to go over to Buffalo for trips the next day, but then we had a maintenance issue which had to resolve, which required ordering a part. So that didn't happen. So we ended up spending the night in Rutland, and then the next day, about 2 in the afternoon, we finally got our part in and got it installed, and we actually took the same guy right back down here to Wilmington. I'm just going to do that for ease of looking at it. And we got down there, and then we thought we were going to be done, easy day, but Now they had another trip for us going back down to Destin, Florida. Right there, somewhere. So we ended up spending the night there. And, oops, I don't want that. Turn off. There we go. Got to Destin, spent the night. What did we do for dinner there? Oh, I think it was an Outback. It's pretty decent. So we got there. Next morning, we picked up, I think it was a 9 a.m. departure. Picked up, this is day 7. So I work 8. Inevitably, on day 7, if you're on the East Coast scheduling, they have this thing of sending you out west. I don't know what it is. It's like I think a red flag flies up somewhere on their software and says, oh, wait, these guys are on day 7. You need to send them out west. And, of course, if you're a West Coast pilot, they're going to send you back east. It's just the way it works, right? So I'm just kidding. But it does seem that way sometimes. So we're here in Destin. We took a couple folks over here into Louisiana to Lake Charles. Was it Lake Charles? No, it wasn't Lake Charles. Where was it? I don't remember. I think it was Lake Charles. We'll call it Lake Charles. Dropped them off there. And beautiful morning. No weather. Storms had moved past. It was just awesome. Great day to go flying. From there, we repositioned the airplane up to Dallas. Love Airport. Oops. And picked up 3 passengers. And from there, we went to Las Vegas. That's right. You got to go west. Got to go west. Las Vegas. But it was great because we spent the night in Las Vegas and we got in early. It was probably about 4:30 so when we got to the hotel. And literally directly across the street from the hotel we stay at is a sushi restaurant that one of my favorite sushi places. So we got to go have a nice sushi dinner, which was fantastic, if I don't say myself. So now it's day 8. Here I am in Las Vegas. It looked like this. Well, here it is, day 8. And where am I? Any takers? Any takers? Any takers? Las Vegas. That's right. Nothing like ending up on the West Coast on day 8. But we're ended up flying San Diego, San Francisco, Indianapolis, and then looks like Pittsburgh. So I'll be flying myself into Pittsburgh, getting in around 11 o'clock tonight. So even though it's late, at least I'm flying myself home. Can't beat that with a stick. So all the people here on Sunday morning are climbing into their jets heading home after the nice weekend here. And that's about it. So we'll talk to you here later on today. So we get fired up, pick up our passengers, and we head down here to Carlsbad, somewhere in there-ish. Carlsbad? Yeah, okay. Well, close enough. Uh-oh. Mayday. And ended up, we thought we were going to have about an hour and a half delay. We got an edict time about an hour after our proposed departure time, but when we landed, we asked them to see if they could get us a new time, and the new time they got us was actually 10 minutes before our initially scheduled departure time. So we ended up taking off about 10 minutes early, which was great. Flew up to San Francisco and got in there for a 2 o'clock departure. Our passengers ended up showing up a little bit late, about 2:40, and it's okay though. I was going home, day 8. And then from San Francisco, we flew to Indianapolis, right here. And we dropped off those 2 folks. And because it was day 8 and I needed to get home, they had us fly the airplane back to Pittsburgh. which was great. You know, always gotta love those when you get to fly yourself home. So that's kind of what the week looked like. You know, touched all the coasts, got up pretty high, got down low. It's my first week back off of vacation. You know, when we take vacation, remember we have 7 days off, and then we work 8, and then we're off 7. So I had my 7 off, and then I took my 8 off as vacation, and then I had 7 more off. So it was like 22 days. So you're off you take 1 week off, and you're off for, you know, basically 3 weeks. So it's pretty nice. Any questions? Let me know, guys. If you like what you're doing, if I'm doing here. I've got a few emails from people and some comments that are really nice. I appreciate it. If you're enjoying it and you want to see something else, you know, let me know. I'll see what I can do. But anyway, till next time, I'll try to get video out next week to you. Take care.